Cell organelles, the tiny machines of life. Hey everyone. Have you ever wondered what goes on inside a single cell? Cells might be small, but they're packed with tiny structures called organelles that keep them alive and functioning. Today, we're taking a tour inside the cell to explore these amazing organelles and learn what they do. Let's get started. Nucleus, the control center. The nucleus, also known as the control center of the cell. This is where all the instructions for the cell are stored, in the form of DNA. Think of it as the cell's CEO, giving orders and keeping everything organized. Without the nucleus, the cell wouldn't know what to do. Mitochondria, the powerhouse. Next, we have the mitochondria, often called the powerhouse of the cell. Why? Because they produce energy in the form of ATP, which is like the fuel that powers everything the cell does. Fun fact, mitochondria have their own DNA and can even replicate themselves. Endoplasmic reticulum, are the factory. Now let's talk about the endoplasmic reticulum, or ER for short. It's like a factory with two main sections. The rough ER has ribosomes on it and makes proteins. The smooth ER makes lipids and helps detoxify harmful substances. It's like the assembly line in a factory where everything is made and sent out. Golgi apparatus, the shipping department. After the ER, the proteins and lipids head to the Golgi apparatus. This organelle is like the cell's post office. It packages and ships proteins to where they're needed, either inside or outside the cell. Ribosomes, the protein makers. Ribosomes are tiny but super important. They're the ones actually making proteins by joining amino acids together. Some are attached to the rough ER, and some float freely in the cytoplasm. Without ribosomes, the cell couldn't make the proteins it needs to survive. Lysosomes, the recycling center. Next up are lysosomes. These are like the recycling centers of the cell. They break down waste materials, old cell parts, and even harmful invaders. They keep the cell clean and healthy. Chloroplasts, in plant cells. The solar panels. For all my plant cell fans out there, let's talk about chloroplasts. These are like solar panels that capture sunlight and turn it into energy through photosynthesis. That's how plants make their food, and why they're so important for life on Earth. Cell membrane, the gatekeeper. The cell membrane is like a security guard, controlling what enters and exits the cell. It makes sure nutrients get in and waste gets out, keeping the cell safe and balanced. Cytoplasm, the jelly-like filler. Finally, we have the cytoplasm. It's the jelly-like substance that fills the cell and suspends all the organelles. It's also where many chemical reactions happen to keep the cell working. So there you have it, a cell is like a mini city, with each organelle playing an important role. The nucleus is the boss, the mitochondria produce energy, and the Golgi apparatus ships everything out.